What is going on, everyone? JD coming at you. I hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic day. The context of this video is quite simple. I created a homemade treasure map and we're going to go into the woods and see if we can find us some artifacts. I put a lot of time into researching, filming, and editing this video, so I truly hope you enjoy it. That being said, let's get started. So here is the cabin that I previously showed in one of my older videos. I never found out if they reused the materials from this from one of the ones that used to sit up here or what. I assume so. And apparently you can tell that they redid the foundation, certainly. And I'm not sure if they moved it here, if it was here originally. But you can tell it's rotting out on the inside. It's not in very good shape. Let's take a look in here. They have it boarded so nobody goes in. Oh, look at those wonderful mud dauber nests everywhere. They're definitely having fun in here. That's for certain. Such a cool place. So it was back in the stream behind here where I found some old stove parts. So it would make sense that this was where the cabin used to sit. Pretty grown in down there now. The water's definitely a bit on the low end. We haven't had rain for about a week, but before that it rained a lot for the summer. And not planning on going in the water today. So I wanted to show that on my way up the hill. Going to be doing a lot of hiking now. I think what I would like to do is go as far as I'm going to go and work our way back. That way I can kind of just get to hiking, no distractions, that sort of thing. And I was shirtless today, but where I'm at specifically now, there's a lot of mosquitoes. I was just telling a lot of people that there's hardly any bugs this year, even out in the middle of the woods. But here, where I'm at now, in the mountains, it's a whole nother story. So, shirt on today. Alrighty, so to give you an idea where I'm at on my map, now that I extensively made this one by hand and have been up here before, I'm much more familiar with where things should be. So right where I'm at, I have to turn the map around so I'm facing the right direction. I'm walking this way, and after crossing the water right here from the modern day trail, this black line represents the modern day trail, and I am past this home site here, which is removed. It's kind of where the park starts. It's all been demolished. There's no signs of that left. And where I'm at right now is right in this little nook right here. Now you can see where I put an X right there. There was a home site that was right here, and actually for being on the old maps, that X is actually pretty darn close. So I'm assuming this X is actually this right here. So it would make sense that this was here originally and they just built the foundation. This is the last standing one out of all these cabins that were up here in the woods. So I'm assuming that this is the X there. I only mark it because there was a little bit of discrepancy between the 1935 and 1939 maps. One of them showed it like sitting up here more, but I'm assuming this flat area right here, that's probably this site. This next one that we're going to be hiking past, I'm not going to stop, so let's flip around again. All I can tell you is the 1939 maps are a little bit wonky, for lack of better terms. This home site shows that it's there in 1935, but in 1939 it disappears, so it was gone in 1939, and I've never seen any remnants of it as a daddy long legs tries to get on me. So I'm not going to stop anywhere around this one. We're gonna hike the whole way up to probably where I'm gonna stop today, which is going the whole way up here, which I've never been the whole way up there before, and look for some of these. So that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a long hike from here, and I'm not gonna stop much on the way. All right, so I've walked about 500 feet or so up the trail, and I want to quickly point out, to make sure we're all on the same page here, the black solid line is the modern day trail. The dotted line is the original trails leading out of the mountains from the home sites. So these trails are on the 1935 aerials when you see the dotted line, and I paralleled them as closely as I could to exactly where they went on this map, so I know which side of the creek I needed to be on when looking for these home sites. The blue I put there is naturally the waterways, and that's pretty much it. And of course the X's mark the home sites. It's pretty simple, the legends on here. It's pretty much 4 different types of markings to show exactly what I'm looking for. So anyway, flipping the map around because we are walking south, but to make this easier, I have to flip this around. So you can see the black line, we are on the right. So this is heading perfectly south on this map, or north for you now because I have it turned around. The water is on this side, and we know that this home site was somewhere just off the trail here. Now, I never checked up here before. I may look, but there's a little flat area right up in there. So I wonder if it could have sat right there. And what is that? It looks like a plastic sword, some kind of kid's toy. Let me grab the map so this doesn't blow away. Move my detector off the trail in case there's any hikers. There's like nobody up here. It's in a pretty remote area on a weekday. Not many people come up here. Let's see. I wonder if I can even get up here easily. I'm gonna take a quick look up here. See. Anyway, you can see the creek now that I'm up here. And it only gets steeper from here on out. But the question is, there's a bit of an odd shape up here. I don't visibly see any iron or what would have been stacked stone or foundation of any kind. But it is a bit peculiar here, the way this almost looks like it's cut out of the hillside. So I would have to get the detector up here to see if there's any iron in the ground. All we need for proof is just some square nails. Might be some uniformity to these rocks right here. Could be. And perhaps, I don't know if deer did this. Perhaps a little bit of a trail here in between those rocks. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a go real quick. I'm gonna grab the detector. I just want to see if there's any iron up here. And if there is, that's awesome. If not, we'll keep moving. So I've been swinging around here for about a minute, all over that little bit of a cleared area here and on the edges. Not a peep. The ground is super quiet. Not even the tiniest little iron grunt. Just pristine woodland where there's never been any humans to drop or litter any sorts of metal. And I like looking for home sites in these higher spots because anytime there's trash, it's gonna, stay lower and blow into the creek in the areas that are lower. So you're not gonna find like bits of foil and all sorts of random junk from the last 40 years in high up places like this. If there's ever trash up in an area like this, it's because somebody deliberately threw it up here. But I'm not getting even a peep, so I'm gonna work just over by these rocks here 1 second. Might be something over here. Looks interesting. But I ain't hearing anything in here. I don't know what's up with this though. Yeah, runoff goes right down through here. But kind of a peculiar rock. I don't know what's up with that. Pretty bizarre shape though. Doesn't look like there's any carvings or any kind though. This is bizarre. Well, I caught that from a distance. So we're just gonna swing up under here for a second. Yeah, we got some iron in this washout. Let's turn the discrimination off. I might dig that out of curiosity, because that is an iron signal out here in this washout. We'll see what it is. Maybe the house was up there. There looks like another flat part here. I wasn't expecting on trekking far off the trail today, but if I find a home site, I'll be bushwhacking. So let me get that out and see what we got. Great way to start the day. I was too lazy to put my gloves on for the first target. And as I'm prying the shovel, when the target gave way, I hit my knuckle off of a rock. But anyway, this is that blob of material, and I loosened it up. You can hear it overloading the pinpointer. So we're gonna pull this out, see what it is. What on earth? Oh. Just gotta drop it on that rock, bust some of that dirt off. What in the world? Huh. Is that concrete? Here, I don't think it was lead on this side, otherwise it would have given a higher signal. This is like... Let me see out of the ground what the detector wants to do. Of course, it's overloading. Completely iron grunt. I'm not getting anything else that would indicate lead. So, man, I don't know how old this is. The question is, why would it be up here if there wasn't a house up here? Okay. So it looks like there's some sort of pin running from there the whole way out this side. That could be some type of rebar. Maybe there was an old path up here. Yep, we're gonna check up there real quick. I'm gonna leave this on one of these rocks right now, and I guess I'll try to grab it on the way out, because this is a heavy lump for certain, and we're not gonna lug that around all day. So I'm gonna put it up on this gigantic boulder where it's easy to remember where it's at, and we'll come get it later. All right, well, it's getting interesting. No, it's definitely not flat enough up here for a home site. You can see how steep that is down to the trail. I was right in the bottom of that washout there and came up here because I could only see this flat area from there, but that's it. There's just a kind of flat patch that's only maybe by like 4 by 4 yards, and the rest is just absolutely steep. So, and I was swinging around anyway, no iron up here. So I don't want to trek back down where I was, so I'm going to try to stay up here on the steep part parallel with the path, and hopefully I don't hit a dead end where it's too steep and I can't get down, because I want to see what's over there too, just in case we would stumble on the home site. But not looking too good in this area, so probably just going to keep heading up the trail to the other spots. I found my way back down to the trail, an area where it wasn't too steep to get down. I walked up a little bit further. I think the last bet for this home site, this first one, is actually in this little area here that's kind of flat right off the trail. It's extremely grown in, but you can see where the terrain it starts getting steep from this point. So it's possible it could have been right back in here, but it's pretty grown in, so I'm not going to bushwhack in there right now. I may give it a quick swing on the way back. I want to check everything out first rather than stay in the front of this trail. 40% chance of scattered thunderstorms today. So if we get caught in that, it'll make the day just that much more interesting. But I wanted to show you all this really quick. This awesome tree. See what we got living in this hole. It's like almost completely hollow on the inside. Let's go slow. Hopefully there's nothing in here. Oh yeah, it goes right out the other end. Wonder if we can see. There's light coming from up there, so I can't see anything on the screen. It'll all be on you all if you can see something. Don't feel like putting my head in there right now. Ah, okay, that's where we saw the light coming from. But anyway, beautiful area up here. You can see the creek. I doubt they used brick in the construction of these places up here. So I mean, I'm basically looking for, you know, nails and that type of thing. Can't imagine them hauling bricks up here, and it was probably, you know, poor mountain folk. So, wow, that's quite dammed up there. Of course, they would have been in this creek a lot, but being on the bottom portion of this part of the trail, there'd be a lot of modern trash in here too. But someday, while the water's low, we'll come down and look in places like this more. Because like I said, out by the one in front, I found stove parts. What do we got here? That's definitely got some human intervention going on there. At least it appears that way. Unless the layers and layers over the years in the creek, smoothing that out in different notches. That's pretty crazy. All right, we're gonna keep moving, get into more interesting stuff. Looks like somebody had a blowout and hung their flip-flop on a tree. Unless that's a sign for help and they're down there somewhere. I hope not. So I would say there appears to be at least one more possibility. I know the home site definitely wasn't any farther where I'm at now. You can see the trail balloons out here and gets really large, and this is a very high point. If you rolled down there, you might not make it. So this is like the highest point, and then you can see the hillside here. It's possible that this part of the trail was originally widened. It's possible the house could have literally sat right here in this kind of flat area, and then when this modern trail came in between here and the waterfall, they just dozed and leveled everything because we're not too far up in the woods. So they definitely have used heavy machinery up here as far as, you know, clearing things out. I'm not deep in the woods yet. So that is definitely a possibility. See all these massive boulders here. And having looked at the other spots, it would have made more sense to build it up here than a little bit further down in the valley. You know, just right over there where I was. So that's actually what but the problem is, if that's the case, you know, I can't detect down this way if anything was pushed over the edge, and this is just all hard pack and moved around material. So if that's the case, there may be some relics back up in here a little bit. I think I'll check real quick. But regardless, I don't think we're gonna find much. But hey, it's worth trying. You never know. I got a signal up here right away, but not what we're looking for. Someone tell me how old that one is. I've been swinging around up here for a bit. There's nothing up here but a little bit of modern to semi-modern trash. no iron, no home site iron like I'm looking for. So I'm going to continue on. This is definitely the last spot it could have been. So maybe that in-between spot we didn't check was where it was actually at. Moving on. So I made it to the first crossing, and I'm just going to keep moving while I chat here for a second. Don't want to waste any time. But I did look around here with the metal detector a bit before. I actually found the end of a fireman's hose up here. I didn't know what it was when I found it. Some people commented and let me know. And then just some modern trash obviously pulled down in through here. I just did it on the way back before, why not? And I think I found a couple modern coins too. So we're gonna be at the waterfall in a second. Well, not quite a second. And then I'll show you a few things on my map. We're getting close into the area where I found most of the coins because this waterfall has been a destination since the 1800s. I mean, not much of a destination, but there are definitely people back here going back to then. More so of a destination, obviously, over the last 50 or so years. So I'll get back with you in a second. Got a feather down there. Almost at the waterfall. We are getting there. It's just been another few minutes. Here's this little ledge that I thought was a cave when I first came through here, but it doesn't go any further than that. Of course, for many, many, many years, people would have been hiding in there, playing in there, doing who knows what. And I detected around here before, down around this area. And I found a couple modern coins. We're gonna keep moving. And we made it. Let's see what it looks like down here. See how much it's changed. I have not been up here for like almost a year. I've detected under that ledge before, up under there. Wow, it looks a lot different. All of that debris moved down further. Some minnows down there. Yeah, and the water's really low too. This is crazy. This changed a lot. I get my water shoes on another day when I'm going to go in the water. Might want to give it another try in there and see if any of this material has shifted. There was like an island of sand here before, and I dug a bunch of trash and like a couple pennies in it. And a lot of old ammunition up here too from hunters. But I know there's relics and old coins up here. It's just a needle in a haystack trying to find one. A lot more of this is cleared out too. I wonder if some trees fell down, or yeah, somebody cut them up. So they had somebody doing some work up here to clear this out a little bit more. You can see that one's uprooted. There might be a little more area to swing where I couldn't get to before, because I found quite a few coins, old bullets, and an old peace sign jewelry, like a pendant up there on top in the dirt up there by the ledge. We're not going to do it right now, but maybe I'll swing around here a little bit on the way back. I like how this looks a lot different. It is much more open than the last time I was here, certainly. And I'm sure, you know, the rain has exposed more of this. The oldest coins I was able to find were going back to the 1960s, but I know there's older ones down here somewhere. Yeah, it chopped some more trees here. This is crazy. Wow. Sun actually gets in here now. Unbelievable. This is why you detect while you can in areas you think might be good. Where all of this debris is piled. This is where I metal detected under here before. Where people used to set their bags and hang out before jumping in here when the water's deeper. And I found that jewelry down under these logs. It looks completely different up here. I've detected all of this bedrock before. Never found anything in the bedrock cracks up here. Naturally, this is not a high traffic area, being way up in the woods. Pretty cool though. All right, further into the woods we go, looking for them home sites. And what is this we got down here? Nice. I'm definitely not hauling that out of here. Maybe someday I'll come out here, up here, without my bags and all my gear and stuff, and just haul trash out. I hate seeing garbage like that up here in the woods. In one of the deepest ravines up here, I've actually found a tire. I don't even know how it got the whole way up here, unless it came off of one of the service vehicles, because the service road ends a ways back. But if I find a tire from here on out, I will really be wondering how it got there. At least the one behind me, I can figure out how it got there. Boy, check how much this filled in. Wow, that is awesome. This changed a lot since I've been up here too. That is sweet. If we get some more days in the 90s, I'm gonna have to come up here and take a dip. A lot of the brush is down even for summer. I might need to detect some of this hillside sometime. But let's not get sidetracked. We're looking for the home sites right now. Okay, we need to do a little bit of housekeeping here before I lose track of where I'm going. We are at the waterfall. Of course, I have the map upside down right now because I'm coming from this way. The only thing that's wrong on the modern Google Maps, which I didn't fix on my map, but I knew it was wrong, is they show the trail on the right side of the water. And as you can see, I'm hiking this way and the water's on the right. The waterfall's right down here. So I knew this was wrong. When it gets to about here, or actually back here, it's actually on the other side. That's beside the point. I'm at the fork where this is where the water cuts up this way. That is this right here. And we want to go this way to try to find these home sites that were up in these hills. So that is up this way. There's a trail that curves around this way and one that goes a little more straight. I got to figure out exactly which trail is which if I can, because I know the one that curves back up, I'm not sure if it's this one or this one, is super steep. I detected it and walked up it a little bit before. So that's what we need to figure out now. If we take this outlet here, or this one down here, it leads to where there was a cemetery founded in 1840. It's by an old church that's super old, so I figure back to about then, people have been coming to this waterfall. I mean, it's pretty old. But there are no modern day trails down there. You would just have to follow the water. You can see an old trail used to come from around where that church and that cemetery and the old roads were going outside, or I should say down the hill this way. It all funneled out that way, and there was an old trail running on this side of the creek, which would have been on the left side of this body of water going up that way. Would have been really rugged. We're probably not doing that today. We're going to try to figure out where this is up here, follow the modern trail, the solid line, to get to where these home sites were close to the main trail. So we're going to be following the water. So that's what I'm doing now. Up here pretty soon is where I stopped detecting the trail last time. So I'll show you where I stopped before, and then we're going to trek deeper in than I've ever been before. I honestly can't tell you if I'm in the right spot or not, because when I get to here, and try to follow this trail. There's multiple trails, and I know I didn't take this here, or actually this, and it's showing the trail is on the left side of the water until we get to about here, and then it kind of goes level with it before it balloons out the other way. And you can see, I'm not sure if the modern Google Maps are wrong on this like it was back there, so I'm going to have to explore this trail a little bit first. It's a little bit rugged, as you can see. This is where I stopped detecting before. I've never gone farther than this. It's really pretty back here. You can tell not a lot of sun gets back here, though it is an overcast day. It's much darker than the other area, but believe it or not, back in here by this tiny little water hole, I found a coin spill from like the 1980s, I think it was, right over in here somewhere, and I dug it live. I've never gone any farther than this, so I'm going to keep trekking and see if I can figure out where I'm at. This is majorly grown in through here. It's been a couple minutes, and I knew I was, at least according to the maps, on the wrong side, but you can see I found an area to cross here where this path goes. It crosses over and cuts up through here. I'm going to be hunched over trying to weave through all that, but at least, even if I was supposed to take the upper trail, it doesn't matter, because it looks like eventually it hits right level with this water anyway. All I want to do is follow the water source, and I think it'd be easier for me to bushwhack through this rough section rather than it would be to backtrack and try to go up that steep hill and up around this way. So I'm just going to keep following the water and see if it gets us up where we're going. But this is actually a lot more difficult than I expected, so lugging the T2 around ain't easy, but I'm making do. Makes you wonder the determination of the people who build up here. Unbelievable. I came to somewhat of a little clearing here, thank goodness, because I was bushwhacking down through all this. You can't even see it there, that's not even the bad part. But when I got to this clearing where all this material is dammed up and there's a ton of sand, I spotted something. We're going to check out, see if it's old. I see some glass up here. Looks pretty thick, I'm not sure. But we're going to check it out. Might be a piece of an older bottle. Oh, wow. That's sturdy. That's not a piece of like a modern soda bottle. It's got the little handle on it, and look how thick that glass is. That is crazy. Well, there's some evidence. I must be heading in the right direction. See if we can eyeball anything else in here. But yeah, that caught my eye. So I'm going to keep trekking through here. That appears to be a quite old piece of glass. Very neat. Alright, in the bag it goes. Onward and upward. Oh my goodness. Another waterfall. I could hear that from a ways back. It is beautiful up here. But I am in the thick of it. Check out that tree that grew around that massive boulder. And went straight up into the sunlight. That is so cool. The question is, how am I gonna get up there? There's a little bit of a path that goes up this way. I think I'm gonna cross here and continue with that kind of primitive path, because I think to go up this side is gonna be a lot steeper and maybe connects into that other trail that's up this way. It looks a lot easier to go that way, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to take any more time because I'm expecting rain and I want to get up as far in as I can. I will tell you, if it starts raining now, it is going to be absolutely miserable. I got a long trek back to my vehicle. Let's see how this trail is over here. Maybe we'll take a shot from the top and detect her on the way back. If the weather stays favorable. I did notice a piece of glass right here somewhere. I can't find it now, but I looked at it. It was just thin modern glass. Probably somebody had a soda bottle up here. Yeah, there's kind of a trail. Gotta be real careful. Probably not good to do this while I'm filming. Whew. Yeah, let's do this live because I've never been up here before and this is awesome. Oh, the question is, does the trail just go under the falls? I think it does. I think it just curls under the falls here. Well, let's take a look real quick. Oh, my pack is stuck. Man down. Not easy to do with a camera. Oh, there we go. Wow. Oh, I made it to the top. You can hear the water's down this way. And I'm not going to show the edge of it because it's all grown in with rhododendron all in through here. It's very slippery, mossy rocks down through there. I need to save my energy, not worry about careful foot placement. Because coming up around the side, the little makeshift trail that's there, it's one of those hold on to the trees and take your time. It's one of those, if you misplace your footing, you're a goner type areas. And I wanted to make sure I traversed it safely. But once I got up here, everything just ballooned out and got more clear. Thank goodness. So maybe up here a little ways might be where these old homes were. Had to put my map in a bag. It was getting sweat damage. There was one home site that was sitting way off the trail. You can see how I marked the X here. We're not going to go looking for that one now. It's possible that it's back through there because you can see that's kind of like a valley that goes between the ridges up that way. That should be directly south. And that might be back there, but we're not going to be trekking up there. I'm going to try to come to the ones that are closer to the trail. You can see, well, this is supposed to balloon out to the left of where the water is, and there was a home sitting right up here. But the original path to the home was not on this trail. It was back up through here, and they all connected down here, and they exited the mountain this way. So if I could find like this area right here, which I should be close to, we're getting about to where I want to be, and then a little bit further up we got a home site here, and then one that's literally, GPS puts it right in the middle of the modern day trail, and these were all on the 1939 aerials and 1935. Or the 1935, there were some discrepancies. They didn't log all of the homes, but these were certainly all on the 1939 maps. Let's continue hiking. Looks a bit easier now. I only took a chance and I came up here to the right, knowing eventually I was going to have to eventually be on the left side of the water. You can see it's way down there now. And now that I have a vantage point, there was a trail that went steep up that way on the left side, and I was thinking, well, I'm not sure if that connects, but now that I'm up here, I can visibly see that big boulder? There's a trail right in front of that that snakes up through there, and I'm thinking that is the portion here that clearly separates from the water on the left side. And when I see these were home sites, for all I know, who knows, they could have been hunting cabins or, some type of structures, but they're marked as, house-like objects on the maps. So, yep, I think I'm going to go up there. I'm not going to do much more filming. Need to get rolling. Well, sweet, sweet, sweet. I think we are getting closer, closer, ladies and gentlemen. Check out what we got right here. Oh, I'm going to have to change my camera battery. We got some older stuff. Little jar. Screw top, but that could be 60s, 70s. Not super old. And then we got an older, appears to be an older beer can here. It's got the old pull tab still on it. It's a Miller can. Somebody will know exactly how old that is. Probably around the same time as this. I don't know if this was a little bit of a bottle dump here. They were right next to each other. I don't have a whole lot of room in my bag to take out trash, and I'm quite a long ways in the woods, but I'm going to try to take what I can. No pun intended. If you see anything else, I'm going to eyeball around here, and I think it might be time to start detecting. It's fairly as level as we're going to get in through here, maybe. We are on it. Let's keep looking. Well, I think I know where I'm at. See this dotted line right here? It appears that this is that trail. It still gets used. Kind of a dried out runoff down here. I came from right there. This is where the main water goes. Hooks here, comes up this way, makes a clear split. So you can see them right here, dotted line, run into the runoff, and I came from right here in this corner. So I'll know how to follow this back to where this place was, which was close to that other waterfall down this way, but it sat up on this side and higher. And then if I just go a little bit further down this path, if I bushwhack through right here to where it connects to here, we'll be at this home site, and the other one, or whatever these structures were, it looks like it was just across the runoff here where this intersects with it, this trail. So it would have been right about in there. Sweet. Okay, so I crossed the runoff onto the other side, close to where the home site should be, and I found something. I've had to train myself to see these years ago. Before I started treasure hunting, I would have been oblivious to this on the old weathered ones. Check that out right there. That's an old fence post. Follow it. Old, super old fence posts, just used out of cut down trees. Primitive fence posts. Next one, fallen over. And you can still see the barbed wire here. And I scanned this with my detector. There's nails in it. That is a super old fence post. And you can see next one right there. One after that right there. This starts to a gradual grade, and this is more flat up here. So I'm going to focus my efforts. There's like a little clearing here, but I checked it and there was no iron there. So I'm going to focus my efforts up around here, and the old trail goes right up above that where I was walking off of it. So let's see if we can get us onto something other than barbed wire fencing. Well, I know where I'm going to focus my search. I ran back to get my bag. I wanted you to see this when I come up on it, because I saw it from a distance. And wowee, I saw it when I got about right here. How big the limbs are. Let's see how big this tree is. Unbelievable. Oh, can you believe it? It's still standing. That tree. Oh my goodness. I didn't even see the building. All I saw the tree was for the tree from back there, and I got excited. Unreal. Unbelievable. There's the door. Whoa. Oh, it smells in there. I honestly didn't expect any of these to still be standing. Fireplace. I'm in shock. You can see it collapsed. Well, if I come up here again, I need to bring me a flashlight. Oh, the smell in there is just so bad. It smells like mold. This side's completely, it's collapsing. The floor's pretty much gone. There's a little bit of brick. This portion looks like an addition. Potentially the original part ended right there. And then they used some different materials in this side. Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. Is this an old electric box? Yeah, it's all cut, of course. Check that out. So whoever was up here did live here for a bit of time. Yes, I adjusted the camera because it's tilted. That is straight. But naturally, I want to level everything, so I tilted the camera sideways so it looks straight. Let's take a step back here a bit. So if I straighten it out, about right there is level. You can see how the whole thing's tilted and coming down. Well, I guess it's time to do some swinging. Man, we gotta show this window frame first on this side. Old solid wood window frame. Slightly out of level. But what do you expect? Still hanging on. Can you imagine cutting out every single one of these notches? Unreal. I have limited time up here, so I'm only going to be looking for good non-ferrous targets. Now that I obviously found one of the places, I don't need to bother digging iron. Solid coin signal right there. Piece of copper. That's a good sign. I'm going to set it there by my shovel for a second. I'm going to focus my efforts around this big tree. It's been there so long, there would have been a lot of activity around this tree. Check out the size of these mushrooms. That's huge. This one here, not as big dome on that one. Oh, well, it was just barely sitting on top. How big that stem is. It's like a big ball of foam. That's crazy. Alright, I'm going to swing in around the perimeter of this tree and in the area in the front here where it's not as grown in. See what we can pull out. Well, I was in an area down over here where I found a couple lids. It looks like, you know, just a lid off an old can, and then there was like the rim to an old mason jar. So I was detecting the trail because it's the most packed down area. I had a solid signal, thought it was just going to be some trash. And embedded down in the trail here, right at the base of this tree, we got a little aluminum measuring spoon, or perhaps a baby spoon. I find these quite a bit at the old home sites, so that is awesome. I would call that the first good relic here. So sweet. We're on the board with the relic. That makes me happy if that's all we found today. I'm just happy I found this place. It's super cool up here. Let's see if we can get us a coin. All right, down in that hole, sticking around the back end of this place, close to where I found that baby spoon. And I got this. I think it's just aluminum. It's like a handle off of something. So that's not from the older days of this site. Gave off really good signal, so I'm just happy there's non-ferrous targets in here. I'm gonna keep looking for good ones. Well, right down here I saw this in the hole and thought I had a nickel, but it's the dreaded shotgun shell head stamp. You can see this one still has some remnants of the paper cartridge inside, so this is one of the old ones. Yep, definitely still got some paper on the inside there. I'm gonna set this down for a second and show you on the back end of this. There's some more ruins of some outbuildings here. Looks like this long collapse. That looks like that used to be a door frame. Whatever this was, it wasn't very big. Looks too big to be an outhouse though. Gotta watch where you step. Don't want to hit that. It'll be a long hike out of here if you get them up through your foot. Huh. Yeah, it's rough detecting. Ouch, thorns. It's rough detecting back through here. It's not as, honestly, not as bad as I expected though. And we have this. Amazing. Once again, I'm compensating. That is straight. It's heavily tilted. Wow. You know, there would have been a lot of activity between this and down by the water. That's one of the places you always want to check. Because to get water, you know, like every day, I had to have been back and forth. Here to there, here to there. All right, let's keep swinging. So the roof is over there. I kind of doing a circle around it. This is the most clear area. I'm just trying to see if I can find any hot spots for non-iron signals, and so far I just keep finding the old mason jar lids. This one was almost on the surface. You can still see it says ball on there, and this was a deep one. Still got a piece of the porcelain insert in it down under roots. So these have been here for a while, so it appears that this definitely was a home site, not just, you know, oh, I mean for a hunter's cabin, that would have been way too big. So yeah, home site trash here, which is absolutely awesome. They're showing that for some period of time, there was definitely somebody living here. And with that electric box over there, living here for quite a while too. So that gives me hope that we're gonna pull some more out. I'll keep looking. I'm not filming much because I want to save time, but I've been at it for about half an hour or so. I had a solid zinc penny signal right near the surface. Took the pine straw and swiped it away, and it is a coin. Now, this is there's a trail that's used quite a bit through here, and it's possible that's what it is, because it's shallow. Yep, 1999. Well, we found a coin at least. I'm gonna have to go back carefully through the maps and see if I can figure out when people stopped living in this. I don't think it shows in the modern maps. But there you go, it's a coin. Let's try to get one 60, 70 years older. So that's the largest outbuilding there. I came down on the slope that's in front of everything. I wanted to check between there and the water, and this is pretty steep, but this is about where they would have gone down to get water. Possibly a little bit over this way. I'm going to walk around the edge there. Check out them big boulders. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to check around there with the detector. But I eyeballed something down here on my way down. It's to be a bottle. Definitely has some age to it. It's not super old because it's machine made. But it's intact. It's a pretty neat one. And we're going to leave this one go because there's an ant colony inside it. Oh, that always happens to me. Looks like they got the perfect growth and environment in there. Let's take one look at that. Oh, there you go. It's cracked anyway. Yeah, they're on me. Okay, I'm gonna put that right back here, right where it was. And we'll let them continue on. Let's see what else is in store. I've been detecting on the slope for 10 minutes or so. It's very rough going. Check out, this is amazing. I'm on the back end between the home site and the creek. And they definitely wouldn't have came down through here because the drop from these boulders. So I'm pretty sure they did come around the side here where I looked through there. The only things I found are just a couple old rusty tin cans. I tried swinging around in through here, and there is a bit of iron, but just too much ground movement over the years to lock onto small non-ferrous targets, and I'm not getting any good, relic or big relic signals. Just iron. So I'm gonna walk back to my bag over here. I tried the flat spot down there right by the water. Didn't find anything. So I think I'm gonna keep going up the trail because we're right by the other home site. I wanna see if that one's still standing. And then I guess we'll circle back. Whew, I am beat. And I got a long way back too. So I'm not gonna go too much further looking for the other one. But right in front here, a piece of old china washed out on the trail. Yeah, it definitely looks like a piece of a bowl. Curves up a little bit. Nice. Check this out. I have no idea what kind of fungus this is. That is crazy. Welcome to JD's ASMR. It's a buttered noodle mushroom. Well, I think I just found the other place. My gloves smell like fungus now. Let's do this together. Firstly though, maybe there was more activity at this place. That looks like some colored glass. There's some china there. Looks like it has a blue tint to it. Yeah, there's definitely more debris around this section. Here we go. More china. Oh yeah. Whew. Whoa. Doesn't smell as bad as the other one. Yeah, everything's rotten. Let's try to get a look from the other side. Yeah, this is definitely a primitive house, not a barn. There's the chimney. Is that an old wash tub? I think I see an old bottle down through here. Oh yeah, here's some big iron. It's round, whatever it is. Let's see this hide under here. Ah, that's just plastic, modern garbage. I got so much stuff in my bag. We'll set it there for now. ventilation. Doesn't smell bad like the other one. There's the fireplace. That's really cool. They built a corner shelf, and I am once again compensating. This whole place has shifted. Not as bad as the other one though. I'm actually pretty surprised this one's holding up as well as it is. See up there in the rafters. Oh my goodness. Look at this old floral pattern. I want to say that's wallpaper, but must be. But it's over top of what appears to be some type of cardboard. Maybe it was just fancy boxes. Something up on the wall. Man. Can you imagine living the whole way up here? Just nothing but you, the wildlife, and the trickle of the creek. It doesn't really even matter if this caves in while I'm walking on it. I mean, it's only about a foot drop there. It actually feels fairly sturdy. You just don't want to be bumping into stuff in case it would collapse. And there she is. Stacked stone chimney. The top collapsed a little bit, but not too bad. Alright, well I'm going to swing the detector in around here a little bit. Obviously I have to stay away from the structure. Be way too much tin and nails. I mean, you can see the roof is just all tin running across. And try to sweep in through here a little bit. This is built literally right by the water. I'll try this little clear area back here and then out on the path where I'm picking up that china. See if we can pull anything out. And this just drops straight down there. Oh wow, and that's all flat here. And the creek's right there. Old wash tub down there. Probably from them washing clothes and stuff. Who knows? But yeah, there might be some stuff down in there at the bottom of this ledge. I just would like to get one cool relic. Well, I'm happy. I just got me a relic over there, doing the top of that ledge before it goes down to the water. I'm gonna head down there in a moment. Just found just a lid over there. Right down here, right near the surface. Got me a little button. Looks like some type of like little overalls button. Something like that. It's definitely a relic from this house though. That's cool. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Awesome. So I'm going to do this little clearing here by this tree since I found this, and then we'll work our way down there by the water where that wash tub is. You can see the chimney there, this awesome rock ledge, and I'm down at the bottom, and I'm not going to be able to metal detect down here. I guess for years they just pitched their trash over the sides. It's a dump. See all the tin cans there? It's just every little bit there's overload signals with the detector. Now there's some more modern trash mixed in here. As you can see, people have had some bottles down here. We get a little greenhouse growing in there. Yeah, it's not super modern, but still within the last 30, 40 years on some of this. Looks like an old Clorox bottle, the top of one. Something dug a hole there, down in that sand. And yeah, a lot of it's older here. You gotta watch where you step. See that? Looks like an old jug. And mason jar lid here. Still has the porcelain insert in it. It's intact too. I'm gonna go haul that one out of here. Here's the top of the jar. Or it may not be the same one. Look at this, you got all sorts of old china. Just randomly down here in the creek. These people were pitching trash over here for a very, very long time. More glass. Oh man, that's like a thick old, almost looks, is that the bottom of a bottle, or is that more like broken glass? That thing is thick though. So yeah, I'll put it back in here. There's a lot of stuff in here. Look at that. Let me set my stuff aside. Another insert to a mason jar lid. Just sitting down here unbroken for all these years. And can you imagine during heavy rains how much this is flooded out in through here too? And there's stuff just laying everywhere. Take my glove off. I see something in the water here. Oh. That's the top of a jar. I thought it was something else. Yeah, that's a jar buried down in there. Might be something old and complete down in here. And then clears out on this side. I gotta go back soon. I am running out of water and I got a long trek. But I think if I come to this side, hopefully they didn't pitch the trash on this side of the creek. I like this boulder here. Maybe we'll swing around here for 1 second. I can picture if you had a cache of coins or something you're going to bury and you wanted to do it behind the house. That would be a good landmark. It's nice and shaded under here. I like it on this side. Not much growth back in here. Just rhododendrons. And around the other home site, I forgot to show it. You can tell they definitely planted some stuff too, because there was like some boxwoods that you could tell somebody let run wild for the last 50 plus years. So, yep. There's people living back up here for quite a while. See anything else? Just it's like a bottle dump back here. Glass everywhere. Tin can. What do we got here? That looks like a piece of an old, I don't know, maybe coffee cup, little dish, who knows? Oh, that, I think, yeah, is that one of them distillery aluminum caps? Might be. Might dig a little bit of this out, but I don't got much more time and energy. So many mason jar inserts. Look at the side of the bank there, that gigantic piece of china. Let's go grab that real quick. Probably wash down here a little ways. Oh, I thought it was china. What is it? Oh, it is. Yeah, bottom of a plate. There's glass everywhere. Oh my goodness. This could be 50 plus years worth of pitching garbage over this hillside. I bet there's some coins and silver and stuff down in here, but it'd be a needle in the haystack. What you'd have to hope for is like a silver spoon or silver handle to a brush or a mirror, something like that. And I started jabbing my shovel in the hillside and just started pulling out pieces of plates and glass. So yeah, it's all over here. Anyway, I pulled out that one cap that's going to be discernible before I get out of here so we can get an approximate age on some of this. I think it says Fruit Industries. Is that LTC on the bottom? Somebody let me know information on that one in the comments. Pretty thick glass there. Alright, I'm going to swing around a little bit by that boulder on the other side because I think that's a little more interesting than eyeballing in here. And we got to start heading back. I'll briefly show you all here. Right up the edge of this rock ledge. They definitely just pitched their trash over here. It's just gnawing out iron. Huge signals. Gigantic. There's an old Clorox bottle right there, busted. Overload. Massive. Humongous signals. Huh. Decades worth of garbage. We may try one here because this has me intrigued. I peeled all this back here because it was a solid signal, a big one. There's a huge 86 signal under that this big rock. I don't know if I can, yeah, I should be able to dig that out and flip it over in case they buried something under there. But for that rock to be sitting on top of whatever's buried there, this had to have been years and years and years of trash. Hopefully that's a jar of coins down there. But I didn't bring my knee pads up in the woods, so I gotta be careful here. If I kneel on a big chunky piece of glass, I'm gonna get all cut up. So let's see if we can get this rock lifted out of here, see what's under it, and then I'm heading out of here. Well, that rock was very wide, but not very thick. About 2 inches thick. It actually came up a lot easier than I expected. Just pried around the edges and figured we'd do it live after all that. See what's down under it. And of course, it's a mason jar. The insert's busted, but let's dig around here a little bit, make sure it wasn't attached to a jar of coins. There is just china and materials all through here. Another lid. Why was it under that rock? Obviously that got moved at some point. A bit of iron. Who knows what you'd find if you had days to dig through all this. Alright, well, it's not a jar of coins. I gotta save my energy. Almost out of water. Whew. I'm happy right now. At least I think I'm happy. Well, I'm happy anyway. But just eyeballing the trail that's washed out here. It's definitely this place that had so much more activity than the other one. There's just broken stuff all through here. And it looked a little bit too round to just be a piece of broken glass off of a bottle. And I think I got an old marble down in here. This might end up being one of the best finds of the day. Oh my gosh. Looks like it's definitely got different color patterns there too. I just put my shovel away. Oh my gosh, this is funny. Come on, is it gonna come out of there? There we go. Oh, it's broken on the bottom where it was probably connected with a rock. Oh my goodness, look at that though. That is so sweet. You know how long it's been since I found an antique marble? Because detecting, you only inadvertently find them in the hole with other stuff once in a while. Oh, that is so cool. I just finished my water and I got a long trek back. Yeah, a little imprint there. But I think I'm just gonna eyeball a bit before I leave. I think I'm just gonna sit everything down and just walk around and look through these washed out areas. There's glass everywhere. Man, that made my day right there. Seriously. That is super cool. So that's going to wrap it up for today's adventure. After I filmed that last clip, it was time to put the camera away and hike on out of there. I was tired and thirsty and just about everything. It took me about a day to recover from that trip, but I don't regret it, that's for sure. It was a lot of fun. So I do plan on doing a follow-up there in the future. I'll go through the map, some more of the fine details, and tie up some loose ends and do some more explaining of what I figured out. We'll save that for another time. I hope you all enjoyed this mountain trekking adventure. I know I did. So anyhow, I'm just back here at my place, chilling out. It's a few days after I had made that video, and we're gonna start metal detecting the property here pretty soon. Not sure when I'm going to put some videos up of that, but the house was built in 1959, so I'm not expecting anything colonial, but hey, you never know what could be here. So thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.